Hello, everybody. Welcome to Amina's Moment. I'm so glad that you were able to tune in with us this evening. And so we're going to jump right in. And I'm going to say, as always, whatever I tell you, whatever advice, which I'm not really giving advice, but I'm just giving you tidbits of information that you can use as ingredients to make your recipe for success. And that is very important. Everything in life, it needs to be tailor-made to fit you. And so I want you to appreciate and to celebrate who you are as an individual. Don't compare yourself with anybody else, but just recognize that God made you special. He made you unique, and He made you the way He made you for a purpose. And so you should celebrate even knowing that you are the individual that God wants you to be. So keep that in mind. Be encouraged. You can do whatever you want to do. So let's get right into this video. How many of you recognize, or even those of you that are driving, know that typically there's a spare tire in the back of your car, in the trunk? And I don't know about you, but when I get in the car, I do not expect to turn on the car and it not start. I don't have in my mind, I'm going to get into a car accident today. I don't have in my mind, oh my goodness, I'm going to get a flat tire, so I'm so glad I have this spare in the back of my trunk. So with that being said, I'm not always, I would say, maybe as prepared, but then we can't be prepared for every situation that comes up. But we can be aware on how we can get to the point in our lives that we recognize the need to have something like a spare tire to be with us just in case. And so I believe that, I have known some young people to tell me things as though nothing bad will ever happen to them. They're invincible. They're untouchable. The things that they see on the news or hear about, reading in the newspaper, seeing different things online, they feel like that would never ever happen to them. And I've heard some families say, well, I never thought that would happen to me in my neighborhood. Well, there are some situations that regardless of where you live, regardless of who your parents are, some things are just going to happen to you. But in that, you need to be aware that God has a purpose for it. And again, I'm not trying to put my religious beliefs on you or the relationship that I have with God on you, but I want you to know that this is what has worked for me. You have to find what works for you. And so with that being said, I want to read something to you. Having the attitude that you are untouchable is far from the way that you should think. Am I saying that we should walk around paranoid and constantly looking over our shoulders? Absolutely not. But we should be aware of our surroundings and be prepared as much as we can for life's challenges. Because the reality is those challenges are going to come. I grew up hearing people in the church praying that God would spare somebody's life. Meaning that God would grant life to a situation that had death all over it. That God would grant peace to a situation that had chaos written all over it. And to give a person or a situation another chance. And one of the things, at the time I didn't understand it, but when you get older and you start reading and you get a better ability to comprehend things that you're reading, and you can pick out certain phrases and say, oh, okay, if this word is here, then I understand the rest of the sentence, or I can define the word even without having the full definition of it. That's what happened to me. And so after hearing those prayers over and over again, I understood that somebody was praying that God would spare someone's life, that He would give them another chance. And being spared in whatever situation you may find yourself in is a true blessing. And we should never take for granted those moments where we should have had a negative end and God granted us with a positive result. We don't deserve the things that we experience and where we can sit back and say, oh, well, I deserve that and I deserve that. No, it's nothing but the grace of God. And that's why we're here. That's why you were made. And so when you think about it, if you were in a car accident and you lived through it, your life was spared. When we're ill and our body seems to fail us and it doesn't seem like we're getting any better, and you live through it, our lives were spared. Your life was spared. When we're walking down the street or even standing outside of our homes, realizing that there could be a stray bullet, your life was spared. Because we are not aware of all dangers seen and unseen. We're just not. And so feeling as though you are untouchable and invincible to death or harm is not the way to live. But when we recognize that we are children of God and that He is able to protect us at all times, we should rejoice in knowing that He has provided a spare for our lives throughout the entire day, that we could have faced nothing but despair and destruction. This video is only to place an awareness with you. I just want you to start thinking about some things and actually showing a greater appreciation for the times that God spared your life. Because so many young people don't make it to the end where they can look back and say, my life was spared and I didn't get hit by that bullet. My life was spared. I didn't get completely killed, or I'm sorry, not completely killed, but I didn't die when they jumped me, or I didn't die when I was in the car accident, or I didn't die when I tried some drugs or alcohol. God continues to watch over us. He continues to protect us, and we need to be excited about that very thing. And so I want you to understand where you are, understand where you're going, and value where you are striving to go. Know that you are not exempt from teachable lessons, you got to learn something from them, happening to you. And remember that even when things get rough, stay strong, learn your lesson, and don't take anything for granted. I want to encourage you, and I'm going to be praying that God's blessing be upon your life and that you are protected and that He spares your life so that you can have a testimony just like so many others walking around. I thank you for tuning in to Amina's Moment on tonight, and I am so excited about getting back into the swing of things and posting every week. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, we are back and we will be posting on next week. So until then, you have a wonderful week, and we will see you again on Amina's Moment.